Alright folks, welcome back to another video with flyfishingwithjeff.com. It's February 27th, kind of a cool morning. I've got 31 degrees right now, but the weather guys tell me it's supposed to get to 55 today, so you got to take advantage of any of these kind of days, especially when the water is open. Kind of hard to get the fly line through the hole in the ice. So we're off today on our way to Green Sullivan State Forest, Minnehaha, the Duggar and the West Unit. There's just a lot of water, and you can find it here just west and north and northwest of Linton, Indiana. If you find on your map, go to Linton if you don't know where that's at, and look west, you'll see a lot of water there. This is coal mine country, and there's literally hundreds of strip pits, and they're just dotted all over the place, full of fish, and really a destination point if you're not from here and you're somebody that likes to fish from a small boat or a float tube or a canoe or kayak, something like that. Really is a nice place because there's so much water, and really a pretty diverse species of fish to choose from. Don't think there's any walleye in the lakes. I could be wrong on that. There's probably no pike, but we have just about everything else in these waters. So today, like I said, hopefully the thermometer will continue to rise and put some of the bigger bass looking for a meal. We're going to be fishing some big streamers today, some things like this. Something again similar to it like this, and because we've had some rain this week and things are maybe a little bit cloudy in a few of the lakes, I've even tied a few of the chartreuse brightly colored flies, because obviously if they can't see it often, well, I mean they won't go eat it. So that's what we're working for today. In fact, I like to system that I've worked out is I fish these below a type 1 Rio sink tip line, and I like to have a hinge point whereby I'm able to let that fly fall down in front of weeds and structure, and find the bass suspended, sometimes 4 or 5 foot of water, sometimes 8, 10, 12 foot of water. So that's kind of the system I've worked out. But anyway, give the Green Sullivan State Forest a look on your map if you're looking for someplace. It's an excellent spot. You can always contact Steve Cisco. He's the property manager, and he's located at the state office just south of the little town of Duggar on 159. But it's a great day to be out. It's February. I guess it could be really bad weather here, and it's not, so we're going to take advantage of it. So come along, and I hope you enjoy. Hey folks, welcome back. I'm going to guide you along a little bit because sometimes, well, a lot of times I've gotten so many questions through the years about float tubes, fly fishing from float tubes, just general stuff, and usually it comes back to the point that, you know, it's just too difficult or I can't do that. And I think some have had bad experiences with the old belly tubes. The modern float tube is just amazing. I love the Creek Company. I actually have a couple, 3 different types of the ODC 420, and take them with me 100% of the time. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I usually have one, and if I find the right spot, I'm out and I'm in it. And so I'm just kind of giving you a little idea here at how easy it is to transport and to go anywhere. This is a short transport this day. If I go more than a quarter mile, and sometimes I go as far as a mile to one of my lakes, I use a set of backpack straps and throw it right on my shoulders, already inflated, and off I go. As far as the video goes today, what you can't tell is there's actually ice right there on the edge of the lake. That's how cold it is. You can kind of see some frost on the grass. It was at about 30, 31 degrees air temperature. I did not check the water temperature. What I do know, and I can tell you, is that About 3 days ahead of this, we had an epic rain here in southern Indiana, and most of the lakes were, as this one is, very dirty. Um, but then again, I always say a couple of things. If you don't go, you'll never know. And secondly, if there's a fly in the water, then you got a chance to catch a fish. As it turns out, this was my third cast of the day using a white streamer, and you can see it was pretty good bass. Um, so, a lot of times I think people tend to want to sit at home and um, hesitate on going. If I hadn't caught fish, this would have been a great day because the sun was out, the weather, and it was just spectacular. But as you'll see coming up here in a minute, I was able to catch fish. Again, this is the Green Sullivan State Forest area, Linton, Indiana. If you go to Linton, it's a little bit south and west of Bloomington, and then go again south and west, even north and northwest, you'll find a lot of water there to fish. And I think it's just underused, especially for fly fishermen. You can just about catch every species that you want. Another little guy here that you can see. But unfortunately, on my own production crew, and my GoPro battery quit on me literally 2 casts ahead of the bass that you see here. Over the past 4 or 5 years, this is my 10th bass in excess of 20 inches. Up until this fish, 23.5 inches was the largest. This fish here is 25 inches right on the nose. And it's a big female, not ready to spawn, not even close. I would like to come back and catch her again here in maybe a month to 6 weeks. I have a feeling that fish right there probably would go in the 9.5, maybe even real close to 10 pounds at peak. But it was a great extra fishing on this morning, and you can see how stained and discolored the water is, especially when I put my GoPro in here. You kind of get a fish's eye view of what they're looking at underwater, which isn't much. And yes, true, they use their lateral lines, but as you could tell from the picture, I tied on the chartreuse, optic chartreuse, and that turned out to be the fly. So this was just a great treat for me to catch a fish, especially on a very cold day like this when, again, I could have stayed at home, but this fish really put up a nice fight, actually. And as you can see, I've got it there in my Release Right net. You can find the review on my website for that. I really like the use of this net here in this situation because it gave me time to change my batteries out on the GoPro, but it kept the fish just, beautiful, nice and fresh, and that's what it's all about. It'd be a tragedy to have injured a big female like this. So you can tell she's got a lot of life left, and there she goes off into back to the chocolate colored water to be caught again. So, and there I am. It's a good day.